Welcome to the program The Buzz, and we are live on Galaxy Television. We bring perspective to trending news stories on social media. That's what the program is all about. My name is Patience. I welcome you warmly this Tuesday afternoon, the 11th of June 2024. All right, yet I don't know how the program is going to go, if it's going to be a full package or an abridged one. I'll just have to wait it out and see. That's because of the three guests I'm supposed to have on the show, none of them is in the studios yet. All right, they are all on the way, but let's see how we can get on with the program, and hopefully they will join us in the course of the show. Welcome to the show. If you're watching us first time, we're on Mondays through Fridays after the 12 midday news, and all the way till 1 p.m. And don't forget, you can watch Galaxy TV on StarTimes channel 110, and you can also watch this program The Buzz live on X, that's formerly Twitter, or you can just download the Galaxy TV app on your mobile devices and watch us on the go. Having said that, a lot seems to be happening right now. What we have on the table this afternoon, we're discussing reps who are pushing for a 6-year presidential term and also zonal rotation. All right, I hope we'll get into this conversation when my guest does arrive on the program. Plus, the political crisis in Rivers State, I don't know if that is going to find a solution anytime soon. Because of a high court verdict yesterday, Rivers State has been trending along with its issues. Hopefully we get into that as well. But first, let us go to Akure in Ondo State, where yesterday we hear the youths actually came out en masse onto the streets to actually protest against the raid by operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, that's the EFCC, who arrested 127 people at 2 nightclubs. In the early hours of Saturday, June the 8th, 2024, operatives of the EFCC raided 2 nightclubs and a lounge in Akure, the Ondo State capital, arresting about 127 suspected internet fraudsters. The protesters, who kicked against the commando style in which the anti-graft agents invaded the clubs, stated that the distribution of facilities in the clubs, the destruction of facilities in the clubs was not necessary. Condemning the raid, the protesting youths emphasized that the brutality meted on the suspects by the EFCC operatives was also uncalled for. Meanwhile, the Ibadan Zonal Office of the EFCC has come out to confirm the raid, and they disclosed that the arrested suspects were picked based on intelligence reports. All right, now this invasion by the EFCC of nightclubs in Akure, Ondo State is actually raising a lot of questions on the social media space. We'll get into that when we come back. Quickly, let's go see a clip or two of the protesting youths in Akure yesterday. We'll be right back. Welcome back. All right, so that's a clip of the youth protesting in the streets of Akure yesterday over the raid by the EFCC on nightclubs in the state. All right, while that video was playing, one of my guests came in. It's a pleasure to welcome him back this week. He's an entrepreneur, a businessman, and a public affairs analyst. It's a pleasure to have Are Oladende Are on. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for coming in.
Add that I'm a retiree.
Yeah, retiree.
And that I'm a herbal nutritionist.
Herbal nutritionist. Don't
forget that. That's what
okay.
Okay,
all right. You're welcome, sir. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so we're talking about, this youth protesting in Ondo State yesterday. Let me quickly remind us that last year, November, the EFCC pronounced a ban on midnight raids, nightclubs, all right, in the state. And ever since then, what are they called now? They have an association, but they're nightclub owners, owners of lounges. They've all been counting, their losses and all of that. But in this particular regard, they have come out to describe the EFCC's action as an act of injustice, illegality, and threat to the hospitality business in the state. All right, how are you reacting to this, Ari?
What I was going on, a policeman, you know those shorts wearing policemen, they wear knicker.
Yeah.
But they only carry button. If they should visit family compound, from the head of that family to the smallest, the entire community will ostracize you. They want to relate with you until they know why the policeman came. It was, the value system was that active, was very alive. But what happened? We now have Yahoo academies. They are so bold that they dissemble. We now have Yahoo Mothers Association of Nigeria. Now, having come that far, what else were we expecting? When I had the song before yesterday on the video clip, I thought it was Labour that had resumed their initial action. Yeah. But when the report now came and said, because there was an invasion of Nightclubs, and of course, I don't expect cases will just take the club without intelligence. I was sad. Remember earlier in the year, in the university environment, students was arrested with over 20 million cash in his room. And of course, the guy had cash. And they've been serious like that. And you want to ask yourself, where is all this leading to? I posted a report today. In 1975, Britain organized a conference. What was the theme? How Nigeria can help Britain. I will show you before we go. 1965. How Nigeria can help Britain. But the Nigeria of that time, take it or leave it, is no longer our Nigeria. It's not the same as on that time. Things have gotten out of hand. On one side, I will not condone criminality. On the other side, these children, they grew up into seeing political elites, either elected, appointed, or party leaders, living large, sometimes beyond their means, sometimes without any physical means of income. So if you, there was a video, they were asking school children, probably when you grow up, what do you want to become? Yeah. One some were saying politicians, others were saying musicians, and some were saying Yahoo. You know, when we were growing up, if they ask you what you want to be, if you say, whether say you are going to be a doctor, an engineer, or lawyer, or maybe very few will say teacher, others will say reverend, very few. But now, nobody, not a primary school child. There was a day I wanted to kids like that, and they were saying, if they should see money now, they should see money on the ground, and they will pick it. See, that was like, and we were trying to pick money from the. We had a lot of problems. There are underlying issues that must be looked into. They can continue to rate from now to the next year. Are we attacking the root cause of the problem? Why are our graduates? There was the other time a doctor was arrested for armed robbery. A trained doctor was arrested for armed robbery, not Yahoo, armed robbery. What will make a doctor certified, trained to now go into robbery? We can continue. So that's why I said we have to attack the issue from the roots. What's making Yahoo attractive to her?
All right. So that's
our youth.
Hey. Okay, I get your area, but then can we talk about those who are in the hospitality business in that state? All right? The hotel owners, those who run lounges, bars, and all of that. All right, who are affected by this, because they are also part of those that hit the street complaining and all of that. How do we strike a balance? Because we know these boys, these internet fraudsters, have chosen hotels, and places like that as their safe abode. So how tackle that?
It will not be totally true. In this, not more than 15 minutes from here, I opened a cyber cafe in Lagos, 50 workstations. I became a friend of the police. They were always coming to raid my cafe.
Okay.
That they suspected that they were in Yahoo. You know those days now. They will come. It got so bad, I had to write the CP. Then, that look, I need protection. This is my business. People come here to process information, to send messages, to read messages. I also have a computer school in that same premises. Then what else? We have a business center. Now, the cafe cannot destroy other investments until the CP then gave me a covering letter. It was raid upon raid. And when they come, whether they never found anything, so to say, but each trip cost me money because I wouldn't want them taking my my clients away, my customers away. Eventually, we had to close the cyber cafe. You know, it was that bad. I can feel for those hoteliers and owners of the revelries and all of that, because they are in business to entertain people. But it would be very odd to now conclude and say that, oh, this hotel, this lounge is a base for Yahoo people. At the same time, it's not written on anybody's forehead that I've been in Yahoo myself. You have no way of knowing. So, agencies, they need to do a lot more beyond those rates, because where your right stops, my own begins. And handshake mustn't get to the elbow, becomes wrestling. Their responsibility to a crime-free society should not impinge on other people's investments. It's important. Those people, they employ people. They also have families to feed. They also have expenses to meet. So how do you want them to go? You keep raiding them. If they are looking for criminals, they should devise better means of doing that.
All right. Thank you.
That method is screwed.
Okay. Well, according to those in the hospitality business in Ondo State, they are alleging that several equipment, items and property were destroyed and carted away by operatives of the EFCC during the raid. Meanwhile, the state governor, Lucky Ayedatiwa, while meeting with owners of nightclubs, said innocent people who are affected by the operation should go ahead and seek redress. Okay, so that's what the government is saying.
That's an escapee approach. You and I know what judiciary is in Nigeria.
Courts.
In the next 20 years, they will be in court.
Go to court.
You should compensate them.
Somehow.
You let him compensate them because they pay taxes to his government.
Well, I don't know about that compensation, but I do know there was a time, even the Lagos state government was, figuring with the idea of even landlords, who give accommodation to these Yahoo boys, themselves are being called people. All right. So I think by extension, that can also apply in this regard. Okay. Do you get what I mean?
That is, if you know that they are
this is what they are.
There was a time in the East, if you accommodate a kidnapper or they use your building for kidnapping purposes, maybe to warehouse a victim, they will demolish your house. And so many massive houses were brought down, under that law. But in this case, let's not always remember, at the altar of activity or performance, we now punish the innocent. That's what I'm saying. They should devise new ways of gathering intelligence.
Gathering.
Exactly. So you don't now pack everybody and say they are guilty. It doesn't work like that.
Okay. Thank you so much.